Racing to the 2020 Kentucky Derby, and this time we go to the P-Patch, Ellis Park, for the Ellis Park Derby. 50 points to the winner, and a 12-horse field is lined up. Let's start at the rail with the son of Tisnow, Trident Hit, and the distance pedigree hasn't really kicked in yet. He did break his maiden coming from off the pace at 7 furlongs, and that was beneath the Twin Spires at Churchill Downs. Trident Hit followed that up with a second-place finish, and the fact that he's lightly raced and only 2 lifetime races, one of them a rout, I think Trident Hint could be a horse that you may want to use in the bottom half of your superfectas if you're kind of giving the race to Art Collector. Annie Dior is coming in from the West Coast. He was going to run last week in the Shared Belief Stakes, and Annie Dior also ran in some Grade 1 races last year as a 2-year-old, including the Breeders' Cup and then the Los Ale Futurity. Annie Dior has got some races where he's come from off the pace and on the front end. Going to be interesting to see how he competes at this level. He's taken a drop in class, and he's really only facing one other proven Grade 2 type horse, and that's Art Collector in this spot. I'm not sure if he's been training the best. They were running him on some synthetic workouts for a while. I think he could surprise here and run a strong race if he run him near the pace and kind of get involved in that pace early. Sprawl is a 15-to-1 shot for Bill Mott, and he does good in races like this. Had a nice effort at Churchill Downs, and I think he's probably a 3rd or 4th best contender in this spot if you like Art Collector or Annie Dior on top. Art Collector is the big favorite in the race, 4-5, a 4-race winning streak on the board. He was disqualified in one of those, but he did pick up the win on the track. Meanwhile, last time out in the Bluegrass Stakes, he stepped up and beat Swiss Skydiver, won by 3.5 lengths. He's been dominating his races, and his late pace ratings, according to Brisnet, have been strong the last time around. Brian Hernandez stays on him. He's ridden him in the 4-race win streak. And really nothing to knock against this favorite. He's the proven class, he's got good form, he's got the highest speed figures, and he's going to try to go into the Kentucky Derby with the 5-race winning streak. On paper, I just don't see Art Collector losing, so I think the key here is to try to find that exacta to finish off the exotic payoffs. Necker Island had a 3rd-place effort the last time out after showing a little bit of speed from the outside post. He was kind of hung wide into that first turn. They claimed him 2 back for a big claim. 15-to-1 on the morning line. The hard-spun breeding out of a Mr. Greeley mare is going to be tough to get him that 1.25 miles, but he should run well here at Ellis Park. Little Menace is a 20-to-1 shot for Steve Asmussen. You don't see that often. Picked up a victory the last time out. That was at Lone Star Park. He likes to run near the lead. I think he'll be forwardly placed, especially at the beginning of the race. Truculent is a horse that goes for Jack Sisterton, won the Grade 1 last week. Calumet Farm likes to be involved in all these stakes races, so they're going to put him in this spot, coming in off the turf this time around. He did run at Ellis Park on the turf course last year as a 2-year-old. Rowdy Yates did have some interesting races earlier this spring. Seems to be a little off form right now, but he did run a 4th-place effort in the Ohio Derby, and going to try to complete that exacta here. Dean Martini was the winner of the Ohio Derby, did it at 15-to-1, is not Kentucky Derby nominated. We'll see how he does in this race if they decide to nominate him late in that Kentucky Derby. Attachment rate, Smokin' Joe Talamo in the irons. Dale Roman's trying to get that Kentucky Derby starter. He's had some interesting trips this year. I think he got a little bit exposed the last couple of races, though. I do think he could come back and be a good 4-year-old if he gets a little bit of time off. Got some hidden trips in his races if you want to try to dig deeper into the form of attachment rate. Winning impression, Dallas Stewart, always trying to get that long shot on the board. He's a closer, and it seems like he can get the distance. Indiana Derby, he ran evenly at 6-to-1, probably a little bit better than that effort. Rounding out the field is Shared Sense on the outside. 9-2 on the morning line for Brad Cox. 3-length victory the last time out in the Indiana Derby. Going to try to step up, but it's going to have to do it from the outside spot. There was a big speed duel the last time around, and a lot of those horses faded out of there. I think Shared Sense may be a little bit dressed up after that perfect trip the last time out. I'm going to go with Art Collector. I think some horses you may want to consider for that exacta are winning impression and attachment rate, and also want to take a look at Annie Dior to see if he can improve on the dirt and the drop in class. Who do you like in the Ellis Park Derby from the P-Patch? Hit subscribe, and remember, share this horse racing video with all your friends. We've got previews of the Travers Stakes, the Test Stakes, and the Kentucky Derby Future Wager Pools, Part 1 and Part 2, as we lead you up to the 2020 Kentucky Derby.